Musicians, despite being some of the most creative people on the planet, in my personal opinion, are notoriously broke. And so in this video, I kind of want to break down why I think that is and how we can actually break past it. Now, I was a broke musician for a while, and I started to learn these things and started to realize where I could break past that and where the actual value was. So, I want to say, first of all, with a big caveat, is there's more to life than making money. You've probably heard of that saying, but I like to think of it, and I like to rephrase that phrase a little bit. Is there's more to life than making money, just like there's more to eating than just drinking water. But you better have it, or else you're going to die. That's an extreme example, but it really drives the point home. Everyone says, "Oh, there's more to life than making money." You know, you just gotta. It's like, well, don't entirely push it away because it sounds good. It sounds good to say that, but when the lights are turned off and you don't have enough gas to get into your vehicle to go somewhere, and you need money for food, it starts to feel like there's not much more to life than making money when you're in that spot. So we need to understand that money is absolutely necessary. Whether you like it or whether you don't, you need to understand that it's absolutely necessary. And so the first thing that I notice that musicians do constantly is they don't control a couple things. One is they're actively pushing it away. They're actively pushing money away. And I know this because I used to do the exact same thing. I used to say to myself, I don't care about money. I genuinely don't care about it, which was a lie that I used to tell myself that I believed at the time. But I said I didn't care about money, but then I got really angry and wanted to push it away, or really actively try to push it away. I'd finally get a gig and someone would be like, "How much do you charge?" And I would be like, "I don't know. I just want to play some music." That sound like you? Have you ever done that before? You're actively pushing it away. And so you can't say you don't care about money, but then get very angry about it and try to actively push it away. That means you do care about money. If you didn't care about money, the opposite of caring about money would be complete indifference. You didn't care whether you had it or didn't. You didn't care whether someone could afford your services or not. You just cared whether you were able to actually provide value and made sure that you had enough money. That way you could actually keep your lights on and pay your bills and have food on the table and all that other fun stuff. Okay, so that's the first thing that I notice musicians do is they actively push it away. They say they don't care about money. They say there's more to life than making money, and I don't care about money. But then you actively push it away, and I know this because I used to be the same way. Number two, the second thing that I notice that musicians do, and is they start not providing actual value, or they don't know the actual value they can provide. So a lot of you that know that, okay, I do care about money. Money is somewhat important. I need to make sure that I actually have this. Now I need to actually get paid. There's two camps here. Some people think that they aren't valuable at all. Well, I'm just a musician. I just play music on the weekends. I don't actually provide any value, and that's not true. Just throw a tip jar out and tell people there's a tip jar there. Let them know there's a tip jar there, and watch how much money actually shows up in that tip jar at the end of the night. No one's just giving it to you out of pity. Maybe a couple people, maybe, but not most of the time, not really. They're giving it to you because you actually gave them some value, entertainment value. That is some of the highest value there is in the world right now. They're with Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, TVs, all of this stuff. People are consuming entertainment more now than ever, and they know, and they're paying for it. There's monthly subscriptions for all of these things. People are paying for entertainment. People value entertainment, and you could be some of the greatest entertainment somebody could ever consume. And knowing that means that you actually have some value to provide. Okay, so there's the one side of the camp. The other side of the camp is people say, well, I am super valuable. No one's willing to pay me what I'm worth. Well, the marketplace decides how valuable that is. And what I mean by that is if somebody goes to a concert, okay, the more people that go to that concert, the higher the tickets are going to be. And that's just the way that works because there's high demand. It's supply and demand. And so if you go to a restaurant or a bar to play music and they are going to pay you a certain amount, they are expecting to make more that night because you're there than they paid you. That's how that works. If you have a job, it's the same way. They need to make more off of you than they are paying you to be in that job. If that's not the case, then the whole thing collapses and crumbles. It can't work. And so they can't keep paying you if you're not providing more value for them. And value for them in that case would be and just try to figure out what they actually want. If they're paying you at a restaurant or a bar, that means they're wanting people to come to that area that restaurant, that bar, and to purchase stuff from them. And you could be the person that could bring an audience with you when you go play those places, and then the people that are already there can continue to be your audience. One other thing that you can do to create value is actually go directly to the audience itself, where when you make TikTok videos and Instagram videos and you're making content, you actually ask your audience for tips, or maybe you set up a Patreon or you go directly to them. And so you need to have people, the money that you need is in somebody else's pocket and they're willing to give it to you if you provide them value. And so you need to just find that audience and provide them value and then ask for money in return. It's very, very simple. And a lot of musicians don't do this. They feel like, well, they're just waiting for that one big break, or I'm just waiting for that one moment. And that leads into the third thing that musicians really struggle with, which is you wait for it instead of going and getting it yourself. I used to wait for my big moment, my big break. I was just waiting for things to happen. And I realized that it's never going to happen. I need to go out there and actually get it myself. Now, it's easy to say, hard to do in application. I actually had to go out to, and I'm as a music producer and someone who wanted to work with other artists themselves, and I wanted to actually go out and work with these artists. I had to get off the couch, go to the restaurants, to the bars, and meet with these people, get online, find musicians on Instagram and TikTok, reach out to them, make music for them, and say, hey, I think you'd be a great fit for this track that I'm making right now. What do you think? Would you like to work together? And so I had to actively go out of my way to go get it myself. I could not wait for that big break moment, because that big break moment will not happen if you're not ready for it. And you will not be ready for it unless you go out and get it yourself. I say this with as much love as I possibly can. If you are somebody who really wants to make money off of your craft, and I'm not saying this is not for everybody. There's a lot of people out there that genuinely just want to play music as a hobby. And if you're somebody who wants to make money from your craft, you actively have to go out and do it yourself. You need to reach out to these venues yourself. Stop by with a flash drive or a QR code or a Spotify link of your music. And you need to go out there and actively say, hey, every time I play, 150 people show up. I have an audience of 100 people that follow me around everywhere I go when I play. I have all of this stuff. And you just got to say, hey, I want to be able to play. And if you don't have that and you're literally just starting out, then you need to lean into what you have. And you need to say, hey, I'm an independent artist. I'm going to be growing here. I'm willing to play a show for free in exchange to be able to kind of grow that audience in that area. And then you need to start posting stuff on Instagram and TikTok. And everybody that says they don't want to market their music and they don't want to be making content, I just don't think you understand the true value of being able to make content. You've watched this video. You're talking with me or listening to me. You've watched this video and maybe you feel like you have been able to relate to me in some way. Maybe you go watch a couple more of my videos. Maybe down the road you'll hire me to produce a song for you. And if I didn't turn on the camera and start talking, you would have never been able to find this. You would have never been able to see this. And I'd still be waiting here for my big break. You need to go out and get it. The world is not quite like your oyster. The world's not for you. But it's not against you either. It's very indifferent, and you need to go out there and get what you can and use your unfair advantages. I hope this video has been helpful so far. And if it has been, subscribe and put in a comment down below what you genuinely want out of your music career. Do you want to do this just as a hobby? Do you actually want to be able to make money from this? What is your goal? And what are you doing right now to achieve that goal? I want you to put those two things in the comments. What is your goal, and what are you doing right now to achieve that goal? At the end of the day, the actions you take are the only things that's going to get you the goals that you want. Love you guys.